What else can I do to help my cousin get out of prison? What else can I do? God bless everybody. Hope y'all are doing well on this beautiful, blessed day. Lil J, let me say this on top. I feel your email, and I can relate to what you're going through because I deal with a lot of people that's in prison, done got out of prison on their way to prison, and a lot of my kin folks are locked up in prison. So first of all, God bless you, and thank you for reaching out to your cousin, which you say is like a brother to you. And this is just a real talk video, so I'm not even going to get into the Bible. And I hope what I say can be helpful, because it's not what we know that hurt us, it's what we don't know. And I myself, dealing with the system for about 15 years, and know about the law and what goes down and how crooked it is. I'm not talking about what I've heard in this video. I'm talking about what I have went through, my own experience. And I know when you don't have money to get a lawyer and you get stuck with a court-appointed lawyer, how things can go down. And how is it, like you say, you got people that commit murder that get out quicker than people with a simpler offense. And I understand what you're saying in that. First of all, man, let me say this, because it's some people in prison that's innocent. A lot of them. It's been a lot of people that I know personally that has been getting out. We got men that have been getting out of prison that have been accused of rape, and now they finally figuring out who actually done it. And how can you pay back a man time lost out his life? Then you got some that have already died in prison, who was murdered in prison, and that was innocent. And that's sad. And then you got the ones that's in there that, really have done the crime and they doing the time. But everybody, is not guilty. And like I say, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all that's looking at this can relate to this. And I hope some of the young men are listening, because let me tell you something. Prison ain't the way you want to go. You should value your freedom and try to do what's right, because once they close them bars, once they click, clack, lock it down, you got to answer to somebody else. And I'm pretty sure we all got family members or close loved ones that's in prison. So like I say, I'm talking from studying the law, and like I study the Bible and dealing with. As a matter of fact, I write to the prison at least twice a week. So that's why I know how you got crooked people. That's crooked judges. You got crooked lawyers. You got crooked police officers, district clerks, so on and so on. You name it. And dealing with the law, it's a headache. And Lil J, just keep calm, my brother. Don't let this stuff stress you out, because a lot of people are getting stressed out because they trying to figure out, what else can I do next? What else can I do next? My cousin been gone already 6 years. I got a cousin right now been gone since '08. I had another cousin that just finally got out. He been gone since 1996. He just got out this year, a few months ago. So I can relate to what you're talking about, because I write, like I said, I write at least twice a week to the prison. And the law, the thing is, brother, too, the law changes so much. And a lot of youngsters don't understand that. And if you got money, see, this the thing. If you got money, you can pretty much buy your way out of trouble, no matter what you have been charged with. We see this every day. We see murderers. Just like I was just writing to my cousin, and he was saying, how is this? You get people get out so quicker than him, and he ain't never done a day in jail. His first time getting in trouble, he gets 17 years. And I know a murderer who have shot someone in the head in broad daylight, who went to jail, who went to prison and said, yeah, I did it, I'm guilty, and still got out quicker than most people that got a little drug charge. You can even say, I'm guilty, I did it. Now, what you was talking about was the commutation of sentence. And what that is the reduction of legal penalties. In other words, your time can be cut, especially for good behavior. But what I think what you're getting mixed up with, from what I'm reading in the email, you getting the commutation of sentence kind of mixed up with a pardon. Those are different. And we'll explain that later on. But depending on where you are located, just like, I'm in Dallas, Texas, things are different. You got different counties. Just like we got Johnson County, we got this county, we got Tarrant County, so on and so on. And a lot of people are going to handle things different according to where you are. You say, how is it the crime your cousin committed is not even that bad, but he's doing all that time? But people like my cousin say, people that's murdering someone is doing less time. And when I think about my cousin, see, this is dear to my heart because this is my cousin that I look at as a brother. My mom and my daddy took him in, and it's hard not seeing him because since we was little, I'm older than him, but since we was little, and it's hard to go day to day without seeing my cousin that's like a brother to me who I'm close by. Even my other cousin, I'm not gonna reveal no names, but I got a lot of cousins locked up, and I try to write and try to send money when I can. See, I don't know about y'all, but it's I don't know how y'all look at this, but you got people who are really sorry for what they done. We all have to pay for our mistakes. But if you look at it like I do, it's sad that God give us so many chances, but mankind is just hard. It's hard for mankind to forgive and give you a new start. Now, when I look back over my life, and I'm pretty sure you can look back over your life, you might say, well, I wasn't as bad as he was, or I wasn't as bad as she was, but the thing is, we was bad. And we all should have got what we deserve. As a matter of fact, should none of us be here? We so quick to look down on all that. They in prison, they ain't no good. Well, what if God would look at us, and he would look at us the way mankind look at each other, men and women look at each other? See, we would be messed up. Thank God for grace and mercy. But like you were saying, your cousin, he's pretty much, if he don't come up with a lawyer, he gonna pretty much have to do that time, brother. I hate to say it like that because this money can get you out of some of these crazy situations. Like I say, but getting back to the commutation of sentence, yes, your time can be cut. But see, that's up to the judge. It's different ways to do this, but it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to get a commutation of sentence. If you get that, God truly blessed you. That's why I was trying to tell my cousin. When you got more than one charge, you got 3 different charges, and you plead guilty. Some people say, well, pleading guilty don't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, you can say that also when you got money. But if you ain't got no money and you plead guilty, ain't nobody hardly gonna stand up for you. Especially if you are black, nothing against nobody else, but when you get a prejudiced white judge, y'all know I love everybody. I'm just being real in this video. When I stood before my judge, when I got in my trouble, my judge was white. He didn't care. He didn't even give me time to say anything. I was already guilty in his eyes. He didn't even care what went on, even though I was innocent. But that's a long story. We're not going to talk about me in this video. I already done talked about that on here. I'm just glad that God worked out. God was my lawyer. God worked out everything where I didn't have to pay a dime. It just took some time out of my life. But oh well, to God be the glory. But you got to keep your head up, brother. And your cousin that's like your little brother, you just tell him he got to just hold on, man, and try to keep doing right. Because it's going to be up to those people to make those decisions. That's why I like what you said. What else can I do? It's really nothing else. See, you dealing with something that's really out your power, just like I am. I was just telling my cousin when I rode him last night, matter of fact, when I got in, I was telling him that if he would have had a lawyer, not a court-appointed lawyer, but a real deal lawyer, he probably would have been out. He would have been out. And like I say, he ain't never even went to jail before. Bird even got a ticket in his life and got charged with 17 years. And has been gone since '08. And they tell me that it'll probably be 2025 before he get out. Even for parole, they want him to do so many more years before they even think about just sitting down with the parole board. See, if you got a bad lawyer, ain't really too much you can do. But like I say, the money changes things. Let's get a little bit real in this video because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Because I'm from the hood just like you are. I done seen it all. Why do you think big time dope dealers, just follow me, got lawyers, judges, and police officers, etc., on their payroll? Why do you think a dope dealer can get out so fast? He done sold so much dope. Even people done got killed, and they'll be out before you blink your eyes because look at who they got on their payroll. Some of these cats, man, been out here selling dope for years and years, big time. And I'm not scared to speak on the truth. I'm not scared of nobody. The truth have to be told. You got people, got judges and lawyers on their payroll. See, it's a lot of crooked folks out here. Let me hit you back with something else. Remember New Jack City? Remember Nino Brown that was played by Wesley Snipes, G-Money, CME, the Cash Money Brothers, all of that in the movie. Look at all the mess that went down. Look at the big time operation that they had. Now, remember when Nino went to court? Look what the judge gave him. Look at that. Look at how much money they was bringing in. Like I say, look at how many people got killed in the process. And when they went to court, Nino didn't hardly get no time at all. That's why that old man shot him, because that old man knew that he was going to be out and going to be right back on them streets doing the same thing. Remember when Nino, when Ice-T, which was playing, I think his name was Scotty in the movie, when Ice-T whooped Wesley Snipes, he told him, I'll be out in a week. That's why I say, now look at what the judge gave him. You think it ain't no truth in them movies? Oh, yes. New Jack City was my neighborhood. Crack, dope, you name it. It went on. It's done calmed down a whole lot now, but it's still there. So what I'm trying to say is that when you got money, you got power. But back to the time, the commutation of sentence, it's up to that judge that's going to either grant that or they going to deny it. And once the district clerk, the judge, the lawyer, everybody agree on the same thing, and you plead guilty, then you pretty much just destroyed yourself. See, they tried to make me plead guilty when I got in trouble. Just say you're guilty. Just say you're guilty. I said, hell no. You can't get me to say I'm guilty of something that I didn't do. I didn't care if I had a point of law. The worst thing you can do is say I'm guilty, and you ain't got no lawyer. What happens is people get scared, probably like your cousin did, just like my cousin did. He never been in trouble before, so he got scared. He got the scared tactics, as we like to say. So he said, yes, I did it. They threw the book at him. They threw the book at him. And it's up to the judge to either grant my cousin that commutation of sentence or deny it. And I'm trying to get that through his thick head. He don't understand that because somebody else is telling him something else on the inside, and I'm trying to tell him from what's really going on. See, if he would have had money to get a lawyer, he probably would have just served 8 of those years. Which like I said, they gave him 17. They say he probably won't get out in 2025. If he would have had a lawyer, I'll say he probably would have just served about 7 of those years. Because he's already done. It probably wouldn't even been that long. Let me correct that. Because he's already done 5 or 6 years now. He been gone. We miss him. Now, if you appeal, you got to be careful with that also. Because if you appeal and go to trial, things could get worse. You taking another chance. And you could actually get more years added to what you got if things come out wrong. But if they can find a loophole in your case, though, you could come out and win and maybe can get out. See, look at how many people have already spent 20, 30 years in prison. Innocent. Just like the brother that got out here not too long ago, a couple of months back. He did about 30 years in prison. Innocent all that time. Done missed his whole family. Missed his daughter growing up. Life just gone. How do you, we're going to pay him. How you going to pay a man back? Like I was saying, how you going to pay back 30 years out of somebody's life? That's 30 years time you can't get back. One thing you cannot get back in this life is time. So it's a dirty system, my brother. I hope this can help you, man. I hope I'm saying something that can help you, because your question, what else can I do? It's hard for you to do something when you don't have the money. And see, in their eyes, you just a nobody. That's why I say it's very hard to get a commutation of sentence. It's hard. But it could be done in a couple of different ways, like I was telling my cousin. You can get it if you can get it done by the warden at the prison, which is extremely hard. And I remember when my uncle was locked up, and we did all we could to help him, my mama's baby brother. We did so much, and then we even wrote those support letters. Say, man, let me tell you something, it's hard. Especially when your record is terrible. And they tired of seeing you. You got people on their second strike. You got people that's just on the urge of just about to mess up again. And when they tell you, I don't want to see you in my courtroom again. Why you back? See, I know a lot about this stuff, man, especially when you have went through it and you study it. But going through it, even me and my mama went through so much about the law and why this changed and why that's changed. Like they tried to lock me up all over again. It don't matter. I told my mom before, it don't matter how many books you read, like I just told my cousin, and what he asked me to do. It's going to be up to that money. Don't matter how much I know of her when it comes down to it. If we don't have no money to get a cold-blooded lawyer, somebody like Johnny Cochran, Lord rest his soul, you might as well sit it out. You might as well sit it out. This stuff goes on every day, my brother. It's not just your cousin, man. We got a lot of people, especially black men, that's locked up. I mean, it's sad. Just like I told my cousin, I'm doing everything in my power, to see what I can do to help you, But like I told him, if you don't have about $25,000 to come up with, and like your situation, these lawyers ain't trying to hear it. You know why? These lawyers want their palm grease. The money talks, BS walks. I told my cousin, if I had money just floating around like that, I would have been went and got him a real lawyer. But I don't have money like that. If I would have had that kind of money in my own case, I wouldn't have had to wait so long to get my name clear. My record would have been clear. So you can also file that commentation through the government office. It's other options, like I say, you have. But like I say, you getting pardon and commentation mixed up. I think because what you were saying in the letter, see, a pardon is like a forgiveness of your sins, and most of them are applied for when you are released from prison. You know, a lot of people like to say, I show remorse. Why? I deserve this. I don't deserve this. I'm sorry for what I've done. So when you look at a pardon, it's like a forgiveness of your sins, and most of them are applied for when you are released from prison. It's like a waiting period, though. It could be from like what we could say 3 to 5 or 6 years, or however long. It might take longer than that, depending on your jurisdiction, where you're located at. Then you have federal pardons. See, you got different types of pardons. And the federal pardon, which go through the U.S. pardon attorney, and they have to be signed off by the president of the U.S. So you see how deep this stuff is, my brothers and sisters. You see how deep this is, you got to go through something that got to be signed by President Obama. It's deep. And that's what I've been trying to tell my cousin. Then you got state pardons, which usually go through the government's office or whoever they want to choose. And they can tell you anything. And see, by him being in prison and by us being out here on the outside, he's getting so confused and mixed up on what they telling him. Because really they can tell him anything because he's behind bars. Ain't nothing he can do. Nothing he can do. And I'm trying to get him to understand that there's nothing else that I can do other than pray for you, write to you, and send you money. Because like down here, and I'm trying to close, I wasn't trying to be this long, but I'm trying to let out some information for you. I don't know where you're located at. Just like I'm in Dallas. like I was saying, we got Johnson County, we got all these different counties. Well, once the inmate leave their jail and they send them off to prison, we are not allowed to get certain information. As a matter of fact, they're not going to give you too much information at all. They're going to tell you only the lawyer can do that. That's why I'm trying to tell my cousin that only the lawyer can do what he's asking me to do now, because it's out my hand. It's out my hand. And that's how you feeling right now, because it's out your hand, brother. When you can only do what you can do. So I don't have power like that. I wish I can go bust up in the penitentiary and say, release my cousin. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't. There's nothing else I can do. This just take me for example. That's like me walking in the White House and saying, President Obama, I demand that you give everybody a raise on their job right now. A $5 raise. Man, they're going to look at me like I'm stupid. They ain't going to say, who are you? What kind of power do you have? You see my point? There is nothing else you can do but pray and send money and keep him lifted up. Keep encouraging him and just hope for the best. So, once again, let me say this, because I pray for everybody locked up. I pray for what I see going on. And I don't turn my back on people. I do all I can to help. See, a lot of people don't know JT do this. A lot of people just think, he just on camera. Now, I always tell people, if you can hang around me like K-Ray know what I do. K-Ray is around me all the time. Anytime he get a chance to come visit, K-Ray see it with his own eyes. Me and K-Ray grew up together. K-Ray, if you're looking at this video, you know what I'm talking about. Just like when y'all saw Twin over here. Go back and look at that old video on Twin when he was talking about what he went through in prison. And how he loved being free. And how it's still a battle just trying to live this life. So once you done all you can do, man, it's out your hands. So I just wanted to just let out a little information about, the law, pardons and commutations of sentence. So now you know what that's all about, because it is a difference. You can easily get this stuff mixed up. Some people call it a time cut letter, but I believe the real name is called commutation of sentence. So hope this can help, man. To God be the glory. My prayers for your cousin and all the brothers and sisters that's locked up. That's somebody's daddy. That's somebody's mama. That's somebody's uncle, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. There's so many people that's innocent, but there's so many people that's guilty. My heart and my prayers are with you. God bless. God keep you. Peace.